In this video, I'll be showing you how to make your very own modern McDonald's for all of your city building needs. And not only will I show you how to make the outside of your McDonald's, but I'll show you how to make the entire inside as well. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you do, please do remember to hit that like button. It really helps me out very, very much. And if you are new around here and you haven't already, please consider subscribing and clicking the little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all my stuff sent directly to your sub box. But without any further ado, let's get started. Before we start building, everybody, here are all of the materials that we will be needing to make our modern McDonald's. Please do make sure that you have access to all those materials and enough of them as well. The amount of space required to make the McDonald's is a 34 by 29 block area as represented by the white concrete grid on the ground, which I would always recommend making if you are planning out a city. It's very important. And that's it. Pause the video if you have to, make sure you have all that stuff, make sure you've got enough room to make it, make sure you're ready, and once you are, we can begin. Step 1, fast food friends. Come all the way over to the front right hand corner of your grid, if you've made it, and count backwards from this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is where we're going to kick things off. We're going to begin by placing 6 grey concrete on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're then going to go left by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We then want to place 7 red concrete, still going left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Followed by 4 grey concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can then connect that 4th block all the way down to the ground just to establish kind of a wall shape. But we then want to take that 4th block and we want to extend it backwards by 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then we can connect that down to the ground once again just to establish a little bit of wall shape. And then we want to extend this 13th block across the back of the build. The goal is to line it up. I think that's just about right. I want to say that that's right. That's wrong. That is right. Perfect. We want to line it up with the front of the build. And we can then once again join it down to the ground as we have done a load of other times. Now, we don't want to directly connect this corner all the way to the front. What we actually want to do is we want to take this corner and we want to extend it forwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. We then want to place 4 red concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can connect it all the way to the front. So we want to have something which should look like this. So what we're going to do next, now that we've kind of established the shape of our McDonald's, we can add some details. So for instance, why don't we start off from the beginning and literally work our way around. From the very first grey concrete block that we placed, I want you to extend left by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then up by 3. 1, 2, 3. You can then extend left and join upwards to the grey concrete that we have above us to make this shape. We can also extend right from that same block, fill in the space that we have up above here, and then we can fill this area in here using black stained glass pane. This is going to be a window. And then what we actually want to do, it'll actually benefit us to take the red concrete area and extend it upwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. But we also want to extend it down. And we're also going to want to extend it forwards as well. So if you take the entire red concrete area, as I said, extend it all the way down to the ground. Like this. And then perfect, so it's now up and down. We can then build directly in front of it. This will create a little bit of contrast between the grey concrete because it's a nice stark color contrast, and it also creates depth, and it just makes things look a lot better than everything just being flat. So you can see there, it makes quite a nice bit of a difference. We also have to place the golden arches here as well. So I think the best way to position this is from the top left hand corner and the top right hand corner. if you move downwards diagonally inwards, and then like inwards by 1, so kind of like from the top corner diagonally inwards, and then like again in by 1 like this, we have 2 yellow concretes. We can then in between these and below them place 2 yellow concretes extending down, and then on the left and right hand sides we want to place outwardly diagonally placed yellow concretes and extend them down each by 2. So hopefully I didn't do that too fast for you. It should hopefully be quite self-explanatory as how you should actually be able to make that yourself. So once you have placed that, we also have to make an entrance. The entrance is rather simple. Behind this empty space that we have right here, we want to place light grey concretes extending inward inside the empty space. We then want to place white stained glass pane extending inwards from each of the light grey concretes, and we want to place an oak fence in the middle of the white concretes as well. This will simulate doors that you can like grab and close yourself just like that. As we move across to the left here, we want to place a window. This is very simple as well. You can begin by connecting the grey concrete on the ground to the red concrete, extend the grey concrete upwards like this to limit the amount of space you have, and if you place 2 rows of grey concrete extending from the top moving down, that will give you a 2 by 2 space, which we can then fill in using some glass. As we move around the build here, this side of the build has it's only a little bit of detail on it. We're going to start off by placing grey concrete extending from the base here, going backwards. We want to place 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can then place ourselves grey concrete extending up 1, 2, 3. Join it back to the right. Fill in directly above. And then you can fill this in using black stained glass pane. That is the primary colour for the windows. Just to the left of us, I want to place some red concrete. Now, I don't know whether we're embedding this into the wall, or I don't know whether we're going to have it flush. So I'll tell you what we'll do. 1 row outwards, like this, I want you to place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 red concrete extending across towards the back of the build, and then extend the red concrete upwards. The red concrete is going to want to come as high as where the grey concrete is, but not level with it, just like below, to create, again, contrast, depth, all of that. You can then fill the space in just to the left completely with grey concrete, and then later on when we move inside we can decide whether or not we're going to make everything nice and flush and level and stuff, or whether we'll keep that as you can see right there. So that has, funnily enough, brought us onto the back of the build. So on the back of the build here, it's quite easy. We want to place 2 large patches of red concrete. And once again, the red concrete is sticking outwards from the frame. So from the back corner here, extending left outwards diagonally, we want to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of red concrete extending across to the left. The 7 rows of red concrete are going to sit directly below the top of the grey concrete frame. We then want to move 1 row inwards again diagonally, and we're going to use grey concrete, and we want to place a row of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The grey concrete then can be extended upwards on the left and right side like this. We want to create a little serving window. So the serving window we can make a bit different. We can use white stained glass pane for this. And you can place 2 white stained glass pane here on the right side, like so. And then I think that we'll just place grey concrete just above it left to right, and then we'll just fill in like this. Now, this leaves a rather large empty space, and we'll just fill all of this in using red concrete. So the red concrete, once again, outwards in relation to the rest of the McDonald's. So just 1 row outwards like this. The only thing is you may want to install a window, which will start not from the bottom left hand corner, but upwards, inwards, diagonally here. If you want to dig out a row of 1, 2, 3 and then a row above it, you can make yourself a nice little window. And again, black stained glass pane is what I'm using here, because it's a nice contrast from the red, but it's not too stark a contrast as what white stained glass pane would be, in my opinion. Finally, on this side here, we're going to join the grey concrete that we have down below here. We're going to extend left by 1, 2, 3, and then up, and then that will connect us to the top. We want to have 2 rows of black stained glass pane on top of the grey concrete at the base of this wall. We can then fill in the area above using grey concrete. The red concrete area, I want you to extend upwards a row, but I also want you to extend it all the way down. So hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, upwards a row, and then we can extend it all the way down like this. And then we can take the red concrete area and we can extend it one row towards us like this. So we just want to, there we are, we just want to extend it towards us like this. What we then want to do is we want to take this final area here. I want to take the grey concrete at the base. We're going to extend it backwards and then up. And then I'm going to place 2 rows of glass at the base. And then grey concrete just directly above this window like this. Nice. So that we have done a large majority of all of the walls around our McDonald's. The only thing that I kind of want to do is I want to add a little bit of flavour to the front part of the build, especially using some quartz. We're going to use quartz slabs, but quartz blocks are also acceptable. So extending outwards from the outward corner here of the restaurant, in finger quotes, restaurant, we want to place block of quartz, extending upwards until we are just half a row above, or actually an entire row above the window using block of quartz. But then we want to take the top of the block of quartz and we want to place 2 rows of quartz slab, one extending to the left and one extending backwards, and that just adds a nice frame to the McDonald's like this. I'm going to grab the smooth stone. Smooth stone is going to be the main floor material, and I think that we will, yeah, just in front of the doors, because we'll make that the inside material, like underneath the glass. So we're going to have a row of 3 smooth stone extending from the doors all the way to the outer boundary. If you haven't made the outer boundary, then you'll just have to use your best judgment as how far you want to make the pathway here. But that's why we make the boundary. It just makes placing certain things a little bit easier. What we also want to do is we want to figure out a space in which we can have like a seating area to the right. So the seating area is going to be predominantly, it's going to have like a smooth stone base, and I want to make sure that it's placed properly. So we want to maintain a distance of 1 between the restaurant and the area that we're making. So leaving a gap of 1, we're going to place some smooth stone that's extending across, and we've always got a gap of 1, so that works out to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then how many rows is it going to be extending for? Maybe another 3. 1, 2, 3. No, we'll make it 4, and then that allows us to place flowers, hedge, flowers. So yeah, you should hopefully be able to place that, and then that'll be a pretty fine seating area, and we'll be able to add some flowers and a little bit of hedge and some stuff like that. And we'll be doing that very shortly anyway, ladies and gentlemen. So we will be doing that very, very shortly, and it will all make perfect sense. We also want to have a pathway that stems to the left side here, and this can actually just cut directly in front, and we can have, it will just be 2 rows of smooth stone. This is going to cut all the way directly left. It's going to be even and level with the left side, the grey concrete area that we have just on the left side here, like this. And now I feel as we're being a bit stingy. We should get some new materials out, really. So let's get rid of these. We will be needing some of the ones that we just got rid of. We need some white concrete, some cyan terracotta itself, oak leaves, yellow carpet, poppies. We need quartz stairs. We will also need oak fence and some red carpet. The chiseled quartz block is more so for inside. Okay, so let's kind of like, since we were just doing this, I'm going to place poppies all the way around the outside seating area. So it's going to sit just on the outside of the smooth stone like this. I'm then going to place hedge around the outside of the poppies like so. Perfect. In an ideal world, and I'm just going to do it here, I would also be able to place poppies like, I got rid of hedge, didn't I? Just here, like this. So it kind of like curves around in kind of like a serpentine shape like this. Just inside here, we basically just have to place some seats in kind of like any sort of pattern that you like. You can have single seats, you can have double seats, you can have them placed in any sort of fashion that you want. Just as long as you've got kind of like just a few different seating arrangements, some chairs, maybe even, yeah, maybe if I place one here just to vary it up a little bit, then that looks all right. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, that's looking good. So we've got a nice little seating area here. You could even, maybe this one could even be like one row backwards, so it's a tad bit more symmetrical. Actually, there we go. That's looking good. So you can sit outside with your coffee or your Big Mac or whatever you like, and you can, I don't know, feed it to birds or something. But I would never do that. I would never relinquish my food to animals. It's all for me. We want to just fill the left side of the door in here using poppies like this. And we also have to create a small parking area as well. So the parking area is very, very simple to make. Basically, we're going to start off with a row of white concrete that is the length of the walkway. Like the smooth stone walkway here, and then we're going to have rows of 1, 2, 3 cyan terracotta, and then white concrete. 1, 2, 3 cyan terracotta, white concrete, and then finally 1, 2, 3 cyan terracotta, and then we can actually have a white concrete here, and then that means this can come all the way up to here, and then that would mean that the path can actually come one row forwards. So just like this. And we can dig all of this out. There's no reason that we can't. As a matter of fact, what we could actually do a few things at once off recording just to save a little bit of time. So what we can do is, by the way, that's all dug out, and then you guys get the idea, right? So the rows of white concrete would extend backwards like this. I'm also going to place the cyan terracotta at the ends as well. These have to be filled in with cyan terracotta anyway, but I'm just using yellow carpet as a bit of contrast and show that that's about as far as you should be parking. So like that does have to be filled in. But I'm also going to add some oak leaves around the edge of McDonald's. So just in the corners to kind of like buff it out a little bit, I'm just adding leaves. I'm not going to add it here where the drive-through window is, but there's another opportunity to add it here. Perfect. And also here. So it just adds a nice little bit of color to McDonald's. It just adds a nice little bit of contrast. It's all about contrast. And I'm going to add a wall. The wall is made out of just plain old terracotta. If you want to use something different, feel free. You could even use hedge, meaning leaves. You could use all sorts of different things. And the wall is on the left, back, and right sides. It does not come across the front in any sort of way. And in placing the wall, you will actually be able to... And in placing the wall and the leaves around McDonald's, actually frames things rather well, because we have to dig a drive-through area for McDonald's. Like all of this. So if we take a look from the sky, the area around McDonald's here has to be dug out and replaced using cyan terracotta. We also want to, so we want to dig out the area, the drive-through, replace it with cyan terracotta. We want to fill the car parking spaces in with cyan terracotta. But there's actually 2 more jobs that we can do all at once off recording, which would be great, because it'd save us having to do this again. So not only do we want to do the drive-through, we want to dig it out, place it with cyan terracotta, but we want to completely fill in the roof using grey concrete. The roof is, well, you just connect the grey concrete together on the top. But in addition to that, the entire floor of McDonald's wants to be replaced using chiseled quartz. So like this, so the entire floor has to be ripped up, replace it with chiseled quartz. The entire ceiling has to be covered in using grey concrete, and the entire drive-through has to be filled in using cyan terracotta. All of these jobs are best left to off-camera work, so I'm going to do all of that, ladies and gentlemen. You may have to pause the video. Feel free to pause it now, and then once you've finished doing all of those jobs, hit play, and we should be both doing the exact same thing. We should be in the exact same place. So this is what the outside of your McDonald's should look like once you have filled in the car parking spaces. Once you have done all of the drive-through, we have the leaves, we have the wall. You may even be able to tell that I have extended the everlong road that goes all the way through this world. I have completely filled in the roof as well using grey concrete. And finally, on my long list of things that I gave you guys and myself to do, we filled in the entire floor inside McDonald's as well. Now, once you yourself have completely taken care of all of those jobs, we can move inside our McDonald's and we can begin work on the interior. We don't need any new materials quite yet, but we're going to be using some grey concrete, red concrete, light grey concrete, block of redstone, pistons, quartz stairs, oak fence, red carpet, and some end rods to start us off, and pretty much loads of the other stuff that we have too. So the first thing that I actually want to start doing is I want to figure out the structure of McDonald's, and the way that we're going to do this is we are going to start in this corner area here, the back right hand corner. I want you to place, extending from this corner, a row of 1, 2 red concrete like this. We're going to place quartz stairs on the inside of the red concrete. We're going to destroy in front of these stairs into the ground. Place some block of redstone with some pistons extending upwards. On the opposite side of this, quartz stairs, some red concrete like this, and we have successfully made a table. We're going to place grey concrete directly behind the table that is going to extend upwards and connect to the ceiling, and it will make quite a cozy booth. You can leave it like this, or you could perhaps add red concrete to the top here to really make it that tad bit cozier, like so. Now that we've done that on the sort of like back area here, we can move towards the front. So on the front side, we are going to take the grey concrete that we have here, and we're going to extend it backwards by 2 rows. So we're going to do 1, and we're going to do 2. So we'll also extend the light grey concrete all the way up to the ceiling, and in doing that we will create kind of like a similar little alcove that we did over there. So we can then place, we're actually going to do 3, 1, 2, 3 red concrete on both sides. We'll place the quartz stairs extending inwards from both of the 3 red concrete areas, block of redstone extending up from the floor with pistons then extending up. Then we will have created 2 sets of tables. And once more, if you like the look of this, you can kind of like fill in just above the windows here, just a couple of rows of red concrete. I think will look pretty good like this. That's looking pretty decent. I'm quite happy with that. That gives us this whole little middle area here, and we're actually going to take this wall and we're going to chop 2 rows out of the middle of it like this. So later on, we'll be using this as a little bit of advertising for some things that are on offer on the menu. But now that we've kind of chopped out that area, we are going to focus on the structure a little bit more, and we're going to sort out this area here. So right here will be a bin. We don't have what we need for this. It's a cauldron. But left of it, we want to place 2 red concrete. And above the red concrete, we do actually have what we can use. We can use tripwire hooks. We can place these literally just directly above each one of these. Leave a gap of 1 and then fill in 2 rows of red concrete extending outwards from the top like this. So to kind of match the alcove area that we have just to the right of us. We want to extend this wall, the grey concrete area, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. You can extend the entire wall if you like. We want to partition this off. This is going to separate the ordering space and the place where the employees will be cooking the food and all that from this particular part of the McDonald's. That will give us this rather large wall that we have now created, and we want to take the top of the wall and we want to extend it towards the front of the build by 2 rows. So that will be 1 and 2, and it'll just join the light grey concrete that we have here. And we can even fill in just above the entrance here actually with a little bit of light grey concrete. Does that look okay as it is? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. We want to create a pillar. So the pillar is actually going to be how can we have the pillar? I thought that it could be placed in the middle. We might even shave a row off here. Yeah, actually, if we shave a row off, I think that that's okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll shave 1 row off here, and then that will allow us to place a vertical row of grey concrete that will allow us to walk like to and fro like this. So like we've got like an even space on the left and the right. So now that we've shaved a row off of this, you should only have like 1, 2, 3, 4 rows sticking out. We can then take the end of this row and extend it to the left by 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. This entire wall is actually going to be, almost the entire wall is going to be grey concrete. I want you to leave in the middle of the wall a space that is big enough for just like a little 2x2 grid like that, and you can see how the grid lines up with everything else. The back wall here we're also going to make grey concrete. I must have done that for a reason. I'm not going to question that, but we could have used it as an alcove, but I obviously in the design I must have thought that that looked better. Perfect. As we look towards the opposite side here, we actually have to make another wall. This is going to be actually, we'll do the wall in a second. So here we have to make kind of like some of those fancy self-ordering screens. We need white concrete for this. We need the quartz stairs for this. Any other block will do. We'll just use light grey concrete because why not? So here I want to place a row of 3 white concrete right at the light grey. I want to place upside down and regular quartz stairs at both the bottom and the tops respectively. A row of white concrete separating all of that, and then I want you to do that again. So the quartz stairs, white concrete directly to the right of it, light grey concrete to the right of that. We're going to grab ourselves some grey concrete, and we're going to place grey concrete extending to the right, not underneath the window, and the grey concrete is going to sit above these machines like this, and we're going to we're going to smooth the wall out. Why don't we'll just use block of redstone just because it makes it highlights these areas a little bit more. This will become a little bit more pertinent later on. We have to create a wall. The wall is quite easily positioned. From the light grey concrete area that we have here, you want to leave a gap of 1, 2, 3, and then on this 4th gap here, we want to grab, where are we? The red concrete. We're going to place a red concrete, extend it all the way over to the side here, and then we're going to make a red concrete wall that is as high as the ceiling. So this is, once again, it's kind of like a partition wall. It's just used to separate things a little bit. So here actually we can place, it's basically just some tables. The tables can be made in a few different ways, but basically all it requires is a quartz stair, and then you can use oak fence, and you could use a carpet. Or if you want to get fancy, you can use a block of redstone and piston. It's up to you. So if you just create a couple of sets of tables, make sure that they're spaced apart. You can, again, you can go with the oak fence idea like this, or you could go with the block of redstone. It doesn't really matter which one you choose, as long as you're happy with the result of it. We're just going to have a couple of bins here, or alternatively, you could have another table. As we move through the remainder of the restaurant, we're not going to, we're not going to do anything else behind this till area. We're going to move back through here, and we're just going to place a table, and then we'll grab some new stuff so that we can put the finishing touches. So we need an oakwood table, oakwood stairs with oakwood slabs. We also need some chairs. These are going to be made using end rods and where are we? Also red carpet. We also need some kind of like iPads, which is going to be an item frame and a black stained glass pane. And we can always use flower pots and some flowers. They're always nice additions. So the table is going to be 2 rows away from this strip of red concrete here. And the table, so 2 rows away like this, is going to be made using oak wood. So 2 upside down oakwood stairs, 2 oakwood slabs in the middle, and then upside down oakwood stairs on the ends like this. We're going to stick end rods, 1 on both sides, just to act as a stool. It also does wonders for light, and we can slip some carpet on top. If you place item frames in front of where these stools are like this with black stained glass pane, I like to imagine that those are iPads. You have to use your imagination, and we can just stick like a flower on the table, and you can do that all over the place a little bit. Wherever you find a nice spare little corner, you can just stick a flower if you want, just to make things a tad bit more colourful. And in doing that, ladies and gentlemen, I think that we will leave it at that for these materials. So we will be seeing some repeats. There absolutely will be some. There will be some materials that we could have used for this next bit, but I think it's easier to just start with a clean slate. And here are all of the materials that we are going to be using just to finish off the restaurant. So please do make sure that you have access to all those materials and enough of them as well. Once you do have all of those things, we can just put an end to this and we can have it all looking nice. Okay, so now that we have got all of this stuff, we can get this thing finished. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to work on this little alcove area here. So the point of this is just to advertise a couple of things that are on the menu, and we're going to do that with some little 1x1 paintings. We almost managed to get a clean sweep of unique paintings there. We were very, very close, so we want to just have a couple of paintings like this, and just some item frames to the right. So later on we'll be placing some foodstuffs in here, and this just looks like pictures of, you know, it could either be art or it could be food that isn't on offer. We are also going to place a bin to the right of these two little, basically this is for like, this is like a sauce area, a confectionery area. We can place item frames up above here, and we can have like ketchup, and we can have like mustard or whatever sauce you want to imagine that is. With the bin that's just like a cauldron with a trap door. You can even place a lantern above it to light this up, and you can do the same thing all over the place. So you can add lanterns here. You could add lanterns, say, like up here as well. You can even add some a skylight up here if you want to as well. So this area, also if you like, you can add like a painting here. I'm just using cauldrons to make sure that I get the right painting. I like that's the one that I like quite a lot. So that could just be a painting, some wall art, not uncommon in McDonald's. On this side of McDonald's here, these are the ordering machines, as I said, the very fancy, newfangled, you can, you know, just touch screen order it. So we can just have just a couple of paintings on here, and hopefully people will know what that is. A couple of bins here hidden in this alcove. These can just be cauldrons with oak trap doors on them like this. That's looking just fine. You could even have a large painting above here if you wanted to. I'm just going to leave the wall blank, I think. Same for over here. I can't actually even see. Hang on, let's see what I did in terms of light over this direction. Let me have a look. Okay, so I'm gonna place a little bit light here. There we go. Oh, we can actually see now. I'm gonna place a lantern here specifically, and over here, just here specifically as well. That keeps the area nice and bright. And we're going to do the same sort of thing again, just kind of like an amalgam of all of the... Whoa! 4 uniques! That does not happen every time, as displayed over there. That's pretty lucky. Just little bits of art and stuff. You could even advertise more food if you wanted to. A couple of cash registers would be pretty good along here, so we can have like one here, say. Here we can leave a gap of 2, and then like here and here. So just a couple of cash registers so you can pay if you like. It's actually not optional, you have to pay. What else? I wish it wasn't, but you do have to pay. Red concrete, furnace, quartz stairs, brimstone, flower pot, leather, tripwire, hook, oak sign, black concrete. Basically, we're just going to create a couple of cookers, some fryers, so a couple of furnaces, 1, 2, 3, 4 red concretes, a couple of furnaces, extractor fans above the furnaces like this using quartz stairs, drinks machines here, so flower pot, brewing stand, flower pot, brewing stand. Tripwire hooks, levers like this, or the other way around, however you want to have it, doesn't really matter. A couple of screens would be good as well, so a couple of black concretes next to the lanterns extending inwards like this, and if you actually use a painting, it looks like an order screen, or like, you know how like when your order's up, I mean to say, you can use the same ones, or you can triangle, like that one sort of looks like, and I mean, it's not perfect, obviously, but I like the idea that they're just order screens, or there's something like that. Maybe even decorative. We could even stick a flower pot here on the corner of our ordering area with like red carpet just in front of the counter space here. I quite like. And honestly, we're rapidly approaching what we can actually even do for McDonald's. We've pretty much done most of the detail. The only thing that we have to do, you could add kind of like menu boards kind of like up here, just all across. So like you could have oak signs with item frames, and the item frames can be filled in with food stuff. Like I'm not going to grab a whole set of unique stuff, but you guys get the idea. So like you could have like this, and then McDonald's does some sweets too, so we could do like this, and you could even add coffee here as well, because McDonald's do coffee. like this is what could be on offer, and you could like actually write out like what each thing might be: Big Mac, chicken, etc., nuggets. You can have the same sort of thing here. So just again, just to kind of like just decorate things a little bit. I don't think that there's anything we're really missing too much. Now that we've done that, just the one little last thing that I wanted to do outside as well is here. I like the idea of having kind of like a little order board just on the side here, just as you go around the drive-through, just to kind of advertise some of the food. And again, same sort of thing again, feel free to write what you can, what you can't get from McDonald's, what is on offer. You could even double that up in size, like you could have like a row there and a row there, but I've chose to place that in the middle. If you want to add any natural light inside of the build, now this is completely optional because I'm not 100% sure I like this, but if you wanted to add some natural light, say like, because this is a little bit dark here, you could add some, well, that's my bad. Here? Perfect. So like where we have the rug, for instance, like try and place it in places where it would make sense. So like we can have some natural light here like this. We could have some like here, like this. So anywhere that it might be a bit more naturally dark. I mean, the McDonald's really isn't that dark at all at McDonald's. So, just a couple of skylights. If you wanted one here, for instance, like, you don't have to make them huge. Just a couple of strips of glass in the ceiling will do just fine. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, we've kind of like done this. We've kind of completed this. Why don't we take a nice good look at everything that we've done, and we can fully appreciate what we've actually just made. So this is what your McDonald's will look like once it has been 100% fully completed, ladies and gentlemen. We have a drive-through, we have an order window, we have car parking spaces, we have a nice outdoor eating area, we have some nice branding, we have a great modern design. On the inside we have a nice set of places to eat, whether it's in an alcove or whether you want to use some of the free iPads on offer if your phone isn't charged for some reason. We have advertisements around the store. We have a confectionery area you can order using the touchscreens, another place to eat. We even have, of course, where the food's all cooked and where you would pay, and we have the drive-through window, and we just have a lot of stuff going on here. Hopefully you guys are quite happy with this. If you're happy with this tutorial, please do remember to like the video. I'd really appreciate that. It really helps me out loads and loads and loads. If you did like the video and you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. Click the little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all my stuff sent directly to your sub box. If you do want to see other city related builds which I have on the channel, check out the card system, description below, and the top of the comment section. We have a lot of city related builds on the channel. Hopefully you will enjoy making them. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.